victory. It's like... Hey everybody, thanks for joining in. Wowie, you guys, we just finished our first viewing of Magic Mike XXL. Matthias can't make it because he's a massive bitch. What did you think, Brody?
Fucking phenomenal. Actual leg work from those men. His muscles were gripping me the whole time.
Yeah, honestly, I was impressed. Like, I was not looking forward to this experience at all. But you know what? It had some really good choreography in the dance scenes. And those were some mighty fine dudes up on stage. They were putting in work. So, in filling in for Matthias this week is my lovely girlfriend, Nicole. Nicole, can you let us know what you thought of Magic Mike XXL in your first viewing?
Oh boy, am I allowed to say swear words?
Oh yeah.
There was
closer.
so many semen references. It was a little bit obscene, but
You mean obscene?
oh boy, no, I really didn't.
Yeah, but you know, so I think what we need to go over next is Nicole, Brody, and I. The other Nicole here, say hi.
Hello, everybody. My name's Nicole.
She was only able to tune in to like the last half hour of the movie or so she caught the best part. And the fucking worst part. God, that ending? I'm mad.
Oh, yeah.
They just were like, oh, hey, fuck you.
It seems so anticlimactic. I was only there for a half hour, and even that was anticlimactic.
Yeah, it was a fucking letdown. So, Brody, let's start from the top. Where does this movie begin? Where do we start on our adventure with our characters that we're going to get to know to learn so well?
Okay, so we start off with Channing Tatum, or Magic Mike.
As they call him like 3 times in the movie.
Yeah. So he's taken down his ropes for the stripping, and he wants to become a businessman.
Yeah, he started his own furniture company. He has an employee. What we know about this guy is that he has a wife, or presumably a wife. He has a family. We know that. And we know that healthcare is very important to him. And this is going to come up later. This is my biggest issue with the movie, is what happens to this guy's healthcare. So, Brody, would you like to continue the story? We learn that this Magic Mike has a furniture company. Where does it go from there?
Well, he starts listening to a song.
Yeah.
And this song, I'll tell you, it awakens in something inside of him.
Okay, so we're a little scattered at the start. We are definitely going to have this down to a science. In a few weeks, we are going to be able to recite this story from our hearts. But, man. Starting out, he, gets a call, doesn't he? Doesn't he get the call before he does the song?
I couldn't tell you.
I think... All right, near the beginning of the movie, he gets a call from his old stripping buddies in the first movie.
The bums mesmerized me.
The bum.
I can't remember.
Yeah, she can't remember anything but that ass.
Yeah, literally though.
And the abs.
Oh, the abs.
I would be one of the women who attended this
Oh, absolutely, me too. I would most definitely get in on any of the stuff. Even this stuff like Tobias, Gabriel Iglesias' character. Fuck, I'd be there for that drag show, Brody.
Yeah, if I had, someone to go with, I would.
Yeah, so he gets a call from his friends.
You can go together.
That's the fucking plan, Nicole. Get with it. Yeah, so he gets a call from his friends, and they're like, hey, man, one of us died. You gotta come down. It's dark times. And then they get him to show up, and he's in a suit, and it's all fancy, and he shows up at this dingy little motel. And then,
I'm sorry, was he... Because I wasn't here for the first part of the movie. Was he expecting that the hotel was where the funeral was being held?
Where the wake was, yes.
At a dingy motel.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that dingy.
And
but,
he didn't think something was up.
Well, I mean, these are male entertainers we're talking about.
Okay, I just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah. So, he goes to this in a full, nice suit, and then as he's walking into what he thinks is a wake, or at least did moments ago, this little, it looks like a child. She's probably in her early 20s, but she's tiny though.
Like me?
Yeah, kinda.
Super small though.
And this teeny teeny little bikini, runs past him in a motorcycle helmet, and fucking
helmet.
charges him. Yeah, and then tackles this dude into the pool. And then another one of the dancers, what was his name? Donnie? He was the dude with the weird dick. What was his name?
Big Dick Ramirez.
Ricky?
Ricky. I think it was Richie.
Richie.
It was Richie. I'm pretty sure his name was Richie. Richie comes up in his towel. His towel falls off, and then his ass is on display. And he's giving him a hug, picking him up, rubbing his grumblies all over him. And then grabs him in his full nice suit and tosses him into the pool with him.
Yeah.
And then they get out. They're laughing at him for showing up in a suit. It's not like one of them called and said it was a funeral or anything. And then they make fun of the point that it was a funeral. They're like, oh, you actually bought that shit, man? Ah, you fucking crazy, dude. Oh.
No, it's not dude, it's brother.
Brother.
You need to do a count at some point on one of your watches.
Oh,
how many times you say the word
we're
brother.
absolutely going to count how many times they say brother, fuck, and shit. I have to store that information in my heart chakra.
Oh no.
Yeah, so they
we need to do a drinking game every time they mention the heart chakras. You take a shot.
Oh. We'd only take actually 2 shots.
Then we have to throw some more. I know that comes up 6 times.
Not the heart
He's
chakra
also,
itself.
He's also a Reiki healer.
Oh yeah,
He's a level 3 healer.
Yeah, he's a level 3 healer. Sorry guys, I'll get him in our
wait,
guild.
That's spoilers for the plot. Oops.
Yeah, come on, Nicole.
Sorry.
They're invested.
Oh.
So he takes, he ends up talking to them, and it's like, look, we're going down to fucking Tampa. Where were they going?
Yeah, I love how you're looking at me like
Miami?
I watched the first
Where were
part
they
of the
going?
movie.
Tampa. I think
I think they were going down to Tampa for
Are they
this
from Tampa?
male entertainer convention, and they invited him, and he's
I'm
like,
sorry,
"Ooh,
it's heaven? You made a mistake there.
it's heaven." Okay, well, let's see you get up on stage with Donald Glover. Oh, you missed the part. You missed the part where he freestyle poetries for a girl. Yeah, that
really
happened.
hot. No.
That wasn't bad. I was impressed with his talents.
Childish Gambino. I mean, it
Yeah,
can't be that bad.
No, it can't. He's a talented dude. Anyways,
I didn't know he'd look that good in a Speedo, though.
you know, there's a lot of things
I
you
was
learn.
really surprised to walk in. I was like, why is Childish Gambino here?
Don't worry about it.
Don't understand.
Don't worry about it. It's chill. It's chill. It's good.
Confused.
We're good. Everything's fine. So, from there, he's like, oh, I don't know. I got to think about it. I got employees and stuff, and I got the wife. And then he's like, oh, I don't know. And then he goes home, and then he takes some ice cream out of the freezer, takes a note on it from his girlfriend, and throws it away, and then eats the ice cream.
I think that's his ex-wife or his ex-girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend, yeah. Because he went to propose to her, and she was like, nah, bitch. We
I'm
ain't
good.
want none of this. So, he goes from there. God, we should have taken notes. That was our original plan, but then we got high.
Oh, you weren't supposed to tell him that.
It's
supposed
fine.
to be your sober watch.
Right, yeah. God, I was so prepared. This was going to be our sober viewing. And then Matthias was like, oh, I gotta go do something. Bye, I'll be back in 5 hours. So we were like, let's get a little high.
Just a little. You
Yeah,
know.
and I still see the sheet of blood in your eyes.
I'm on a different plane of existence right now.
Yeah, Nicole
so.
has transcended to another dimension, and Nicole's still waiting for the cookie to cook in. The cookie to kick in. Oh,
She's
God,
gonna
you're
be
high.
cooking in a
You're
second.
high.
I'm a little bit high, maybe.
I can see it. I can see it in your eyes.
I'm a little high, maybe.
Just a tad. So after this, he decides to show up and go on to the convention with them on their one last fucking ride, man. Let's go, brother. Let's go on that last fucking ride, man.
Whoa, watch the fucking volume.
Let's go on that fucking ride, man.
Chill,
Alex,
bro.
back
Go on
from
that
the
last
microphone.
fucking ride, man. It's fun. I'll fix it in post.
I'll fix it in post. Fuck off.
Fuck you. Yeah, so he goes on, and then he's talking to these guys, and their manager from the last movie dropped out. He's like, nah, some overseas investors saw him, and they offered him a ton of money. And he's like, don't say his name. You're giving him power. And then Richie's like, what? He's not fucking Voldemort. I can say his name whenever I want.
But then they don't actually say his name.
Yeah.
They just kind of phase into the next scene. It's like, what, you didn't?
Yeah, the
Does this mean he's
storytelling
Voldemort?
is not the best in this movie. There's definitely some confusing moments, especially if you're not caught up with the first movie. Like when they go to the sex house.
I am not caught up with the first movie.
Yeah, I watched it many moons ago. And I am not necessarily caught up on my Magic Mike lore.
Is that what grew you into a man?
Oh, I think that was Mulan, actually. Fuck. So, he gets on the frozen yogurt / food massage truck and starts heading down
I'm
to
sorry,
the convention.
Can you just repeat that sentence?
The frozen yogurt / foot massage. You
Okay,
see-
you said food massage, and I was so confused.
no, it's
I'm
the
still confused, but this is less confusing than food
the
massage.
the truck is called I think it's Froyo Body.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
that's-
I'm pretty sure it's Froyo
It
Body.
should have been Froyo feet.
No, but you're not supposed to put the frozen yogurt on your feet.
But are you supposed to put it on your body?
You're supposed to put it in your body.
Froyo body,
Body.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
But
put
if
it
he
in.
gives foot massages, it should be called Froyo feet.
But
Nicole is right.
Thank you,
I
Nicole.
I disagree personally. Do you fucking hit me in the head?
No.
Fucking abuse of women.
Oh my God.
Jeez. So, from here, they're making their trek, and for whatever reason, they're like, you know what? Let's head up this club we used to go to. Let's go to this drag club that we used to go to all the time. It'll be a ton of fun. They go in with the whole gang. All right, so we got to name off the traits we know about each character, because each character only really has one character trait. So there's Kendall McGee, and his whole thing is he's a pretty boy who uses his phone to pluck his eyebrows, and he has chakra and shit. And
Oh,
he's a
don't-
spiritual man.
Don't forget, what was the guy? The only thing that they said when they were introducing him was like, and the man of color. And I'm like, it's literally just because he's creamy?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and then there was the dude who makes frozen yogurt who likes candy, and that's his only character trait.
Yeah.
And
There's
there's
some black characters.
yeah, and no, they try and justify it, being like, "Whoa, we have two. You're Armenian."
Oh God, right.
Yes.
Ooh.
So, we have him. We have Richie.
we have Dog the Bounty
Yeah,
Hunter.
we have Big Boy Dog the Bounty Hunter, he doesn't actually get any development in the whole movie. He gets fucking shafted like hard.
Yeah,
He gets dicked.
You just kind of find out he's sad and lonely and getting old, and he's upset about it. And then he never has any kind of moment where he gets those things.
What?
Like the man who had a very large penis still found a woman he could screw.
I think it might have just been a weird penis. I don't know if they ever.
a big penis.
Did they say
That's
it was?
the joke.
Did they specifically say it was
Yes.
big?
Yeah, that's why they said, "Oh, you can take every inch." And
Oh.
Yeah, and then
Oh.
exactly too, I know it's really scary.
And there's
I missed
Alex
that
over
line.
here,
People have large
oblivious to the
penises.
storyline.
Whoa, you don't need to make fun of my dick on the air, Nicole. God, this is what I live with. I live with a dick shamer.
It's only shameful if it's true.
Fuck off. You're just making me feel bad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's going on here? Anyways, when my girlfriend's not being borderline abusive, we were talking about Magic Mike, XXL. So, they get to the club, and they have their first, it comes close to one of their strip scenes, where they have some guys on stage, and it's this girl who deep throats a microphone, and they have a drag show. And then and then all the guys start getting on stage to see who can be the best drag queen, including Dog the Bounty Hunter. Shit, we didn't introduce
Yeah,
everyone.
we missed a very important part.
We
were
missed
so
Richie.
high.
No, the
We were so
convenience
high.
store.
Oh, no, the convenience store was after.
No, because they did the Molly.
No, they did that the one night, and then the next day they did Molly.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, they went to the club that night, and then the next day they got up and did Molly.
because they did the convenience store, and then Gabriel Iglesias did his thing, because he wasn't at the strip club.
No, he was at the first one, the drag club. Hey, I see what you're doing.
What? She
I don't know.
wants more snacks.
Okay, go get more snacks, you guys.
See, that's
So the girls are
reason.
leaving us. This is becoming a tried and true Canadian sausage party.
Okay, all right. This is what I meant for.
This is what we've been waiting for. So,
For us to leave?
Wow.
no,
How rude.
no, we missed some of the characters. We missed Richie, big man, big dick, and we didn't introduce Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh my God, the man himself.
So his whole thing is, I guess he likes feet.
He's a feet man.
He is definitely a foot massage man.
Thoughts on feet?
Like, not inherently negative, but not positive.
You don't get a good vibe from feet. You're not like,
I'm not a foot man myself. No.
you don't get hungry and you're like, I have a hankering for some feet right now.
Define hungry, because the answer is still no. Unless I'm visiting the South and it involves pig.
Okay.
So those are all our characters, and Gabriel Iglesias, the man himself, who later on wins the drag contest. So these guys, they either take Molly or go to the strip club first, but they don't do them in the same day. I'm pretty sure.
Why didn't we take notes?
Fuck,
Weird.
because we were too high.
This is why we're gonna watch it sober.
Yeah, this is why we were going to watch it sober, take notes so we could be prepared for this. But no, this is just hot dog shit the bounty hunter.
Yeah, and because Matthias isn't here, it's just mi amigos.
Yeah, it's mi amigos and the girls who left to get fucking snacks. Anyways, back to the plot. So, these guys, they're out here, they're putting in their work, they go on stage for the drag contest, and this larger lady pulls 2 crusty hundreds out of her boobaroos, out of her boobs, and is like, the winner of this drag contest gets 200 crusty dollars. And then the guys start going on stage. You know, you got Magic Mike, the Ken doll, the Big Dog Boy, Mr. Richie Rich himself, and Frozen Yogurt Boy.
Oh, yes.
And then Gabriel Iglesias comes on and doesn't really dance, and he's like fully clothed, and he's just wearing a funny hat, and he's like, yay, yay, yay!
Kind of a snack.
Yeah, he was definitely the highlight of the film. So, they're out here, they're putting in this work, and Gabriel Iglesias, in a comical turn of events, wins the $200.
Oh, easy.
And then they go back, and they party with them. They all sit in a circle on the beach, talk about stuff. Mr. Mike gets in fight with a Ken doll, and then is like, you're a pussy, and then makes him slap him in the nuts with a piece of driftwood. So that happens, and then he goes off to take a leak because his balls are certainly smoldering at that point. And he meets this girl named what was her drag name?
I think it was Doll Tits.
Titty Doll or something like that.
It involved tits and dolls.
After that, they go back. He meets this girl. They introduce themselves under drag names. He's like, hey, if you want to swing by. So they go.
And Magic Mike, his name was Clitoria.
Clitoria Labia.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Clitoria Labia was his drag queen name that he gave because of his performance as a drag queen.
Oh yeah.
As you all saw. As hopefully you'll see. I hope you guys legitimately give this movie a chance, because it's not that bad. I know it's our first viewing, but you know, I would say that was an overall positive experience for our first go through.
I'll be able to enjoy that movie another 2 times.
Yeah, another two times, and then it's gonna start to go downhill.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think we're gonna learn to give a nuanced critique of the dance scenes every time we go through.
Oh yeah, we're gonna.
Because there is some phenomenal male performance in this movie.
Oh, the scene with the. When they first went to the sorority house kind of place.
Yeah, when they went to go visit that girl's. The sorority house, the one that had the lady and Donald Glover.
Yes, that big busty black man who was given the performance.
Yeah. He was phenomenal. He was a man upon himself.
I would pay him money to piggyback me.
Oh yeah, I would mount that man.
I would let him touch my unmentionables.
Fuck. So, off topic.
Sorry,
They
got a little flustered there.
They get back on the road, and I'm pretty sure this is where they all pop Molly. I believe. Anyways, we'll say this is where they all pop Molly. We will correct ourselves on the next viewing. We're just trying to get it out there for you guys so you can understand where we're coming from on this angle from the movie in case you don't decide to watch it and can just go based off our descriptions. So,
okay.
So Gabriel Iglesias' character, Tobias, is passing around Molly in a little mint tin. And for those of you that don't know, Molly is drugs. And drugs are bad, okay?
There, so one by one, everyone starts taking the Molly, except for Tarzan, who is...
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Dog the Bounty
Hunter. Who is Mr. Painter.
He is an unbelievable painter, as we'll get to later.
Yeah.
But they all take the Molly, and then they decide to go to the gas station because one of them's feeling like their life's not complete.
Yeah, there's a point they get to for this. Channing Tatum's character, Mr. Magical Mike, he talks about how they don't want to do their old manager's routines, Mr. Voldemort.
Yes, because he left. He's shitty.
He's off. He left the team. He's out of it. He's not invested in this anymore. It's all it's all about the performers. It's all about the dancers now, and that's what this movie's really about. Is these guys getting back to their roots, showing what they want to do, giving the women what they want. And there's something beautiful about that.
It's a real art.
Yeah, it really is. So they sit down, Magic Mike, while they are all high out of their quote-unquote balls, they decide to...
They decide to revitalize this guy. And
because his act at the time was a fireman.
Yeah.
And he hates fire.
Yeah, he's afraid of fire, so they're like, we need to change this up. This is shitty. We're going to find something new. And it's going to be great.
Yeah, so what he comes to in his super high state is, what if we take marriage? Well, sometimes women just want a little bit of commitment, you know, like they want a commitment. That's what they're looking for. So I dress up in a suit and tie, and I propose to them, and we do the whole wedding with the white rice and shit, and then we walk off, and it's all too complicated. And then he starts freaking out about how his entire plan is too complicated and it'll never work, and how it's too much work, and how he can't do the stuff Mikey does because he's not a dancer like him.
He starts to spiral down. He talks about how he's not in his prime anymore. He's getting out of there. He might not find someone when he grows up, or
when he grows up more at the
future,
ripe young age of 35.
And Mr. Magic Mike comes out of his way to show him that he is still the young stud that he used to be.
Yeah, he is the young star that he once was, Mr. Richie.
So they pull up to this convenience store. They're gassing up, getting snacks and whatnot. And they see this lady.
All right, so we're gonna take this opportunity as a little intermission. Matthias was out. Sure you've all back. Seen sad. Surprise! He watched the entirety of the first movie. A fucking smile if you yesterday.
Not the second XXL.
Yeah, you watched the entirety of the second movie.
Yeah.
So we're ready to just get back into this.
Okay.
So first, before we continue, can we get just your thoughts on the movie so far?
Well, okay. The movie wasn't excruciatingly painful to watch. It was just so fucking bad. Okay? It wasn't even, it was so bad I was laughing at it.
We were never laughing. I would say it was a pleasant experience through and through.
There was parts when I chuckled, and there's parts, fucking, who's the fuck is the main, what's the actors? Matt Damon? Not Matt Damon. Channing Tatum. There we go. Fuck. He is such a douchebag. He was just hat
His
backwards.
hat's always off kilter by 1 centimeter. Yeah. It looks like a fucking doorknob.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like a 12-year-old in a way, but he also looks 40.
There's only 2 really good dance scenes, I guess.
I was pretty happy with all the dance scenes.
My favorite one is still the one in the shop. Some of them after that's okay. There's some dude that looks like Mike Tyson with buck fucking teeth.
Yeah.
No, that guy. We're not quite there yet, but that's a fucking unit of a man.
Oh yeah.
Don't start with him.
We would let him straddle us.
He does the Metamucil commercials. He's definitely, as we like to say, a ladies' man.
I would say so. I would definitely say so. So, getting back into the plot. Where were we?
We were talking about the cashier.
Yeah, so we're at Richie over here comes up to the gas station, and he's having a time.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest. He's a little down on his luck. He sees, and they're like, all right, and they're all high on Molly at this point. They're all like, all right, you gotta go in there, you gotta make that girl smile. That's your goal, man. If you can do that, if you can't do that, no one can. If you can't make that girl smile, we're done. So he goes in there. And I can't remember what song comes on. I'm sure we'll know soon.
It's
it was Backstreet Boys. There was That Way.
That Way by Backstreet Boys. Yes. Oh God, that's a mood. I feel that. Oh. So just a quick backstory.
But fucking Richie, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's going. So they're hyping him up. They're hyping Richie up. They're like, Richie.
Yeah, they're on the other side of the window, just like, yeah.
Yeah. And Richie goes. And he grabs Cheetos.
Yeah, he grabs a bag of Cheetos and rips it open.
Rips it. And then he looks back at the girl, sexy dancing, and then he goes to the fucking the cooler.
Yeah.
Grabs a thing of water, I think it's a
Aquafina.
Aquafina, and then
just rips the cap off and just gives it a good squirt right over his groin, so it just shoots out like a penis would.
Yeah, and then he grinds the floor a bit.
Yeah, he goes for a full man slip and slide down the aisle and rolls up right in front of her and gives her the.
Oh, before he does that, he's grinding the ground and he looks over she looks over the counter.
And then he stands up and he's like, how much will the Cheetos and water cost? Which gave me a genuine chuckle the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
But it's pretty fucking bad.
But she smiles,
Yeah,
and then
she
like the song
smiles.
keeps playing right in the perfect spot, and it's like that way. So
Yeah, they're all cheering from the outside. They're all freaking out. But then they get back to the bus, and there's one really concerning part that you brought up.
Yeah, so in the store, he rips the bag of Cheetos wide open, just fucking tears it, like goes in.
Mm-hmm.
But once he gets to the car, he's just eating like a normal bag of Cheetos. So did he buy 2 bags?
No, he went back and picked each one up, put it back in that bag.
But the bag was ripped open like side to side.
No, I assume it's probably just a editorial error, but it's probably just he bought another bag.
There is an actual reason. There is no way this is an editing error. There is a reason. Either this is the man who would go into a store and rip open a bag of Cheetos, ask how much do the Cheetos and water cost, and then grab another bottle of Cheetos and water.
Did he spoon the water back into his bottle too?
He was on the ground, sucking on the floor for 20 minutes.
It's like the girl's holding him like a fucking vacuum in his legs.
He's a Swiffer.
He's a Swiffer WestJet. Anyways, so after that, they get back into the bus and they're driving still. And isn't this when they crash the bus? Or is that a little bit later?
Yeah, so they're like, I fucking love you, man. Let's do a peace circle like Barbie Ken doll, man. They all link hands. Gabriel Iglesias' character, Tobias, at this point, is driving it. And he has also taken Molly. He is indeed high.
Yeah, he's looking a little snoozy. He's taking his time. They do the hurrah, oh yeah, we're all great.
Yeah, and then they're like, all right, link arms, I want us to feel each other's energy. And then he's like, you too, Tobias. And then like Tobias is like just driving along, and he like kind of puts his arm back and like just puts it on theirs. And it's like, now I want us all to close our eyes and think about our connection. And then the guy driving the bus also closes his eyes.
Because he's high on Molly.
Yeah, and then keeps them... He looks like he's dozing off for like a few seconds.
Yeah.
He eventually veers off the road, hits a sign, drives for another 15 seconds without stopping, and crashes into a tree.
Yeah, in the forest.
Yeah, because they're on like the freeway.
And also the only sober one is Kevin Nash. He didn't take Molly.
Yeah, Tarzan.
Tarzan
Yeah.
did not take
Tarzan
Molly.
the dog bounty hunter.
Fuck. He's so fucking big.
Yeah, he's 6'10".
He's 6'10", and he's fucking...
God, he's so large.
Like, he injects
And he is so in
testosterone
charge.
through his urethra. Like, he's just... He's going at it.
Yeah, he's a man's man.
So after this, they go to the emergency room, and they're all worrying. They think Gabriel's really fucking hurt.
Yeah, because he's in there, and they're like, all right, he had a stage 2 concussion, so he did need some stitches. So is he gonna make it? And then the doctor, like, laughs at Barbie Ken doll man. And is like, yes, he's gonna make it.
And then, who... Is it Tito? The motherfucker that sings? And he's like... He makes, like, the joke, like, oh, I'm a level 3 healer. Or something. When he's
I just call him Barbie Ken doll boy.
Barbie Ken doll boy? Okay.
Yeah, so they get in there, and they're like, oh, I'm fine, man, but I'm gonna be in here for, like, 2 days. I can't do the show. Because Tobias' whole thing is he was going to MC their performance. Oh, I'm going to do it. Fuck. What can I do? It's like, you guys don't have an MC. It's like, we'll figure it out, man. I'm just glad you're okay. And he's like, all right, you guys. I'm a level 3 Rakai healer.
Yeah.
Or some shit like that. Barbie Ken doll boy is. So they get out there, and he's like, putting his hands all over him, like, dispelling the negative energy. And he's like, hey, man, what the fuck? I can't... It's like... Mike or Richie? He's like, hey man, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I think it's Mike.
Yeah, it's Mike. And then he's like, hey man, what the fuck are you doing? What is this shit? He's like, you know what? I don't want to be that guy, but you're putting out a lot of fucking toxic energy right now.
Which was a good line, it would probably give me a chuckle in another movie, but it was displayed really bad.
I disagree. I thought it was perfect for the character. The character's not good, but it's perfect
The
for the
joke
character.
of, like, the level 3 fucking, like, Rakai healer was fucking funny.
It's not a joke, though.
Oh, well, yeah, but, like...
He takes his art seriously. Could you
yeah.
not mock him?
But, yeah,
Please.
it's pretty funny, though.
There's an art to his craft, and we'd appreciate if you respected it.
I'm sorry. I'm a very young Padawan in the
Yeah, you know how many hours it took to level up his healing skill?
Yeah, do you know how many hours he spent grinding slimes healing himself for 6? You don't know his pain.
Fuck, what else happens in... Isn't there some other shit that happens in the hospital scene? Or is it just that?
It's pretty much just that. They're worried that they're going to get caught for being high on Molly, which they're not.
Also, they don't have a truck anymore.
Yeah, they don't have a vehicle anymore because they cashed the Froyo body truck.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Tarzan supposedly painted on it.
Yeah, Tarzan, the painter man, painted the truck. Made it nice and pretty. Mm-hmm. Which is commendable. I respect it.
So after this is when they go see the fun house, right? Like right after that, they go.
Yeah, they go to one of Channing Tatum's characters' old friends who he hasn't seen in 8 years, who runs this weird sex house.
Yeah,
not sex, but like men stripping house.
Her name is Rome. Yeah, and it's actually a pretty cool scene. It's kind of weird though, cause like I didn't watch the first movie, so you just see this chick start making out with Mike.
She just starts like macking on him, and then after she like looks at him with his like in disgust and is like, "Sit your ass down."
And you're really confused.
Yeah.
And then her and Mike are talking for a bit, and she's like, "Motherfucker, you trying to pull favors after you disgrace me like this?" And I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but I assumed that Mike worked for her or something. Is that what happened?
We'll find out at some point.
But yeah, so after they're talking for a bit, and then she's like, "I've been hitting up this thing. It's like Rome, where you'd pay to see beauty." And it's her strip club house. And she's like, "Let me show you around and see how I do things." And now you go, they're walking around, and you go into this room with a bunch of, this really big lady is laying on like a surgical table thing, like a surgical bed. And this Mike Tyson.
She's not that big.
Then you get Mike Tyson.
She's a bigger lady.
She's just a bigger lady.
You get Mike Tyson mixed with King Kong Bundy come in and come give him the ride of her life.
Yeah.
Oh, he goes deep.
Yeah. And he's really good looking.
Yeah, he's a very
He's got the
well
London look
man.
though. He's got the London look.
Yeah, I get that. But he's like 8 men from London, all merged into one.
Yeah. He's he looks like Mike Tyson. Yeah, like how you explained. Mike Tyson mixed with fucking Paul Bundy. Paul Bunyan. And he's giving these ladies a fucking show. Like they're creaming at the jeans.
Yeah, they're fucking loving this.
And then the show goes on for about like, I don't know, like 2 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
What song? Isn't there a song playing?
Yeah, I don't know the song.
No idea.
We'll know at some point.
After do they see Donald Glover after that, or is it the other guy?
I'm pretty sure they do.
No, they do the poetry.
And then they
and then they get a Magic Mike on his special own thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after this guy gives a show, I can't remember if there's one more guy that does something, or if it just cuts right to Donald Glover's character Andre.
Which, by the way, he sings okay.
Yeah.
It's not the best I've heard from Donald Glover.
No.
His singing definitely feels rushed. You know who sings really good? Ken Barbie Doll Man.
Yeah, he's a talented boy. I would absolutely watch his Tide commercials.
Yes, I would absolutely watch his fucking Tide commercials. So you hear Donald Glover sing this fucking... He's rapping. He's like half rapping, half poetry to his lady.
Yeah.
And it's real fucking cheesy. It's like...
It's cheesy, but like he freestyled it. He's making this girl's fucking
the entire chair is moist.
Yeah. And Rome's like, "Ooh, aren't you impressed at the shit I do?" Talking to Mike. And
which, to be fair, it was impressive.
Also, isn't Donald Glover stripping?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Donald Glover, he's pretty fit.
He is not as built as like.
Well, he's not
as built as like that Mike Tyson dude from before.
Yeah, but
he's still nice to look at.
He's trying to get the soft side of the ladies.
Yeah.
That's what he's there for, and it's a smart business idea. Mm-hmm. So after this, Rome's like, "Yeah, we should show you to the last part," and it's this fucking dude, and he's doing some pretty good hip hop moves. You know, he's dancing, and Rome's like, Magic Mike and Rome are talking, and she's like, "You gotta work." She's like, "You gotta work for me if you want to get this thing."
And then he's like, "All right, ladies, prove to me if we can trust this man. Prove to me if he is worth taking back."
Oh yeah, she's like, "Do you ever see a ghost coming at in the middle of the night or some shit?" And then she calls him white chocolate, which I got a good laugh at. And Magic Mike's like, "I don't really want to dance." But then the hip hop dude does
starts showing up for this girl.
Yeah, and so Magic Mike does a fucking a barrel flip over this motherfucker straight to Rome, starts sexing her up.
and then grabs a girl from the audience and
Yeah.
like goes in and does his thing.
Yeah, he goes up.
Which I will say he is quite good at.
Oh yeah, they definitely had great dancing.
Yeah, they had really good choreography, and it was really on point.
Oh yeah.
And, really good cinematography, at least for the dance scenes, I'd say.
Oh
They
yeah.
were really well shot. The rest of the movie's kind of mediocre, like shot, reverse shot, but
It's what you need for that type of movie.
you could definitely do more if you tried.
Oh yeah, like in Burlesque, female Magic Mike.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I don't
not-
know. I have no interest if there's not.
Yeah, it's not
there-
Magic Mike.
If there's not 12 abs on the screen at a time, I'm not interested. Yeah. So he goes in, does this dance for the girl, and
Fucking all of them are cream and jeans.
yeah, and then everybody after this very impressive dance, I will say, they're all just like, "Whoa, fuck yeah, oh, Mr. Magical Mike."
Yeah, which some of them knew. It's like Magic Mike is so fucking famous. Like this name has been like it's like spread across.
Yeah,
the town.
he's a living
like
legend.
they're like, and everyone who knows Magic Mike, and they all fucking scream like Magic Mike's fucking the Macumbo of the town. Like he's the king of the strippers.
big man on campus.
Like a
Male entertainers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, male entertainers. Like he is the folk tale of male
yeah,
entertainers.
he's the Bigfoot.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the Bigfoot of male entertainers.
So they get this favor. Don't they just get a ride with Donald Glover? Like,
Yeah.
for MCing, yeah.
It's like kind of MCing, but then eventually she decides to, I think. But yeah, they get a ride with Donald Glover, Donald Glover's character Andre, and then after that they decide to go to
They go to the beach.
no, they did the beach much earlier. They go to the girl's house.
Oh, before though, the car scene is so fucking awkward.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's a scene in the car where Barbie Kendall is talking to
Andre.
Donald Glover's character Andre, and they're talking like, "Man, what you did up there was inspirational."
Yeah, it's so fucking bad. It's so bad. But yeah, he's like, it's so good, and they're like, we love your singing, and Donald Glover's like, yeah. But yeah, after this, they go to the girl's house.
Mm-hmm.
So they go into the girl's house they're trying to meet that one chick from the beach.
Yeah,
Well-
her name is Zoe.
What was her drag name?
I don't remember. We were talking about this earlier. We
Oh,
couldn't figure
fuck.
it out.
It was so
yeah,
good.
it was Dolly Tits or something.
Dolly Tits.
Dolly
and then his
Tits,
was
that's what it was.
His was clitera labia or something.
a clitoria labia.
Clitoria labia. It's so good. But they go in, and you see these like 4 housewives, about in their 40s.
Yeah,
You know, and they're drinking like stereotypical housewives. They're drinking wine. they're
I
having
would
a
say
girl-
Yeah,
I would say cougars.
yeah, they're cougars.
they're not quite cougars. They're
They're-
still in marriages or fairly freshly out of marriages.
They're-
But they're not quite cougar age, and
Yeah.
they're not quite there. They're just like in marriages that they're not the happiest with, or recently divorced-ish, or like recently-ish divorced.
And now they're trying to hold up these male entertainers. They're trying to be like, oh, why are you here? Oh, why are you trying
Yeah,
to...
because they come in to see Zoe, and then
Yeah.
it's Zoe's mom and her friends.
Yeah.
And they're like, "You boys have a seat."
Yeah, come have a few drinks with us. And they're like, ooh, la la la.
Well,
And-
what would you do if like 5 incredibly attractive men walked through your front door?
That's true. And then you see Zoe and then some of her friends, which are kind of just background characters, come in.
Yeah, it's like Zoe, she kind of has like this kind of like pixie hippie girl vibe going on.
Yeah. She's a little annoyed. You can tell, like, she's...
Yeah,
kinda-
she's definitely not stoked. Like, oh, there's 6 or 5 or... How many guys are there?
There is Tarzan, Mike Kenball, Richie, Magic Mike,
Froyo.
Froyo, and isn't there Andre? Andre is in the... No, Andre's not there.
Andre's not there for that. He's
Yeah.
doing his own
So
thing.
5. It's 5 guys.
Yeah.
And they're flirting, and Mike goes to the kitchen. No, they're like, hey, we need all the expensive booze. They're talking to Zoe.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like, my daughter, go downstairs, grab everything you can that looks good.
Yeah,
And
that looks expensive.
She's like,
And
don't,
bring
don't.
back as much as your arms can carry.
yeah.
And then Mike's like, I got arms. And he looks like he's fucking... I hate his design. He's wearing a backwards cap, a fucking tank top in the middle of the night, and shorts.
Yeah, that's kind of his thing for the whole
Oh,
movie.
with Jordans. He's wearing retro ones. I think they're gray. I remember that. He's wearing gray retro ones, and he goes down to the wine cellar with Zoe. And Zoe's obviously, she's pissed off. You can tell. And Magic Mike's trying to make some chuckly jokes.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Zoe, what's your plan? And Zoe's like, I want to set off a gunpowder bomb upstairs.
Yeah.
And Mike's like, yeah, I can help. And he grabs like some expensive booze, and then they make a joke about him holding up some booze that he doesn't know anything about.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know anything about this. It all looks the same to me.
Yeah,
Racist.
And then she's like, oh, it's a fucking, I can't wait till I remember this. Like a 72 caviar.
Yeah.
And then they go up, they're drinking more. And then, what happens? Is it, the kitchen scene's a bit after.
There's the scene where, like, the one mom's
Yeah,
like,
the kitchen scene's a little after.
Yeah, the one lady's, she's all like, oh, my husband doesn't want to have sex with me with the lights on.
Oh, yeah,
Before that, it's the girl who's like, it's the main woman, Zoe's mom, who's like, I've only ever had sex with one man. And all these ladies have really southern drawls.
Yeah. And then Ken Barbie doll makes a joke, and they're like, oh, ha, 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 ha. And then she's like, oh, I found out my husband was gay. And then she makes a joke about sticking a finger up his ass.
Yeah, and she's like, and then Zoe's like, Mom, no!
I feel that, though. Fucking... Oh, Lord.
We're really prepared for this.
Okay. So after that, Mike goes into the kitchen. Wait, do they do the singing with the lady?
I think they do the singing first.
Okay, so Ken Barbie dude is like, fucking... He's like, hey, I can show you a good time or blah, 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 blah.
Because it's to the lady whose husband has only ever had sex with him with the lights off.
And he's singing Heaven by fucking... Oh, Lord.
People who wrote the song Heaven. We'll know soon.
It's a good song.
Yeah, and his rendition of it's not bad.
Oh, he's a good singer. He's singing it and, like, showing this girl a good time, like, lifting her up. And
and doing, like, this light strip thing with her.
Yeah, it's a cute scene. And then Mike goes into the kitchen to talk to Zoe. She's eating red velvet cake. And I remember this line very particularly. Mike's like, I'm actually more of a cookie guy. And Zoe's like, I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
Like, just straight up.
Yeah, he would take a pack of Oreos over there every day.
Yeah, which is the worst fucking thing ever.
Nah.
I don't know. It
I don't
depends.
like Oreos
it's a
that
mood
much.
thing. Well, you put some milk in them and then,
Oh!
that's a good one right there. Yeah, so they have this little dialogue, and then I don't know if it's in the basement or here, we find out that Zoe had plans to go to New York to work with this photographer who ended up only wanting to hook up with her.
Yeah, because she wanted to stay off the pole.
Yeah.
It was upstairs in the kitchen because they're having a heart-to-heart. After this, you see Mike and them go back to the living room, and you see Richie flirting with the chick, with Zoe's mom.
Yeah.
And he's like, blah, 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 blah.
And then she gets up, and she's like, stand up. Yeah. And then she starts, like, feeling up his muscles and unzips his sleeveless hoodie.
The exact words, you want to take a look under the hood.
Yeah.
Which I thought, like, everyone knows boys under the hood, right? No?
No. You're barking up the wrong tree here, Bucko.
It's fine. It's fine. Anyways, so yeah, Richie's giving Zoe's mom a time of her life, and then it cuts to the morning, and you see Mike and then Ken Barbie doll's feet beside him, and like Mike, you just see him like lift the thing up, and they wake up, and then it cuts to a kitchen scene, and you see Zoe's mom and Richie, both go into the kitchen and they kiss, and now it's a bro moment.
And Richie's like, "Morning, fellas. Sleep well?"
Yeah.
Which is it's a pretty universal symbol of he got some.
Yeah, he got some.
Yes, and as we brought up later, he has a massive penis.
Yeah, he's got the ween to fit
he
a
has
queen.
not. It is found earlier in the movie that he has not had sex in 5 months.
Yeah, you could put him on all fours and he would be a horse. He could go neigh.
Did we get told what size his penis was?
I don't think we got a specific size, but I mean, like, he'd definitely have to be a grower, not a shower.
Yeah,
because in that earlier scene when he grabs Channing Tatum and pulls him in the pool, his towel falls off, but you see no dongling.
Yeah, okay. So he probably has like a big and thick boy. Like
he's got a long tuna can.
yeah, like he's got a big dick. And they're talking about this like before this, they're talking about, oh, you'll find your glass slipper.
Yeah, you'll find a glass slipper that your penis fits into.
Yeah.
They'll just need to be a size 14.
Yeah, and this lady's mom took down every inch
of this penis.
Yes.
Which is fucking impressive. This is a big dick. This is dick of legends.
Or so we're told.
Yeah, or so we're told. He's actually only rocking like just an average penis. It's just been rumored really well.
He's rocking a solid 4'11".
Yeah. And yeah, they're just having a bro moment. And he's like, yeah, dude, I found she's the glass slipper. He's like, oh, fuck, really, dude?
Yeah.
It's so fucking, it's like.
Yeah, Magic Mike's character, or Magic Mike just like leans over and he's like, did you bag it? Did you bag it?
You bag it? And they all sound like they're football players.
Yeah.
Like they're Chads. And then after that, Zoe's mom. Oh, in the kitchen when they wake up, Zoe's mom hands Richie the keys.
Yeah, to her
Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's black and gray with some silver tones.
Yeah, it was a nice Rolls Royce, I will say.
Yeah. And then they cuts again to all them dressed and going outside, and they're like, she's like, yeah, just don't bring it back, scratch or something like that.
Yeah, and then they go out and I believe this is where they start making their way to the strip convention.
The convention,
Mm-hmm.
which is in it's in a church because you see like the church sign, but like the illuminate one, and they go in, and they're with I guess somehow Andre and Rome are in that car?
Or they meet them there.
Okay. Yeah. No, they don't go to the convention. They meet Rome and Andre and fucking Mike Tyson 2.0 at a similar place to set everything up and tell their acts.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, is that what you mean? Okay, I'm a fucking
Yeah.
Oh, because
dumbo.
they're male entertainers.
Yeah, they're male entertainers. So they go in there and Ken Barbie doll is like putting whipped cream in sprinkles.
No, I'm pretty sure they sign up before.
Yeah, they go talk to the person that's like, come give mama some sugar and something, and he's like, I can't fit you in right.
Yeah, it's like, you guys are
Miss
nothing.
Cunt Lady?
You need to be like prepped for the act. And she's not a cunt lady. She's just doing her job. Okay,
Yeah.
so sorry, we had to take another intermission there. Sorry about the unprofessionality on the first episode. We had some more characters enter the scene and we had to greet them and such. But so we were at the point where they were registering. They couldn't get in because Magic Mike just was a nobody now. He'd been off. He's washed up. You're no good, doll. You gotta get back on the records.
You're washed up like your father.
Yeah, it's like one of those scenes.
And then it just cuts to this old man with a cane like stripping.
And they're all in these robes. Like they're all in these boxing robes. Like they're about
Whoa, we're not there yet.
We're not there. Oh, we're before. Okay.
Yeah,
yes.
So then Rome and Andre and is Big Man there too?
Oh, big Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson. I don't think so.
Yes, he is.
Is he?
Because they do the performance like they're practicing.
Oh, yeah. So Mike Tyson, Andre, and Rome are just kind of there, and they're like, "Hey, get this man in," and then they take the Rumpin' Bumpers spot or something like that. They take their 1020 spot, which is a money spot. So baby, you better make some money. So they get back on their reins, try and make some money, and they leave after that. They get the show, and then they go and practice their new routines. Mm-hmm. So while they're going out to practice their routines, they reach some difficult moments.
I recall they're practicing the scenes before they go to the show.
Yeah, and they're each figuring out their new act.
Yeah, Tarzan's painting on a thing. You don't get to see what he's painted either.
Yeah, so what he does is he like takes glue, and they all like there's this little montage scene where they go and get stuff from a whole bunch of places. There's like a hardware store right next to a dollar mart,
and so pretty much right. They're getting ready for the scene. Blah blah blah. Montage scene is the first montage sheet is over. Mm-hmm. Now they're gonna go up. They're ready to go up. They all have these silver and black robes on.
Yeah.
So
And at this point, they'd each figured out their act. They're each doing their own thing based on their one character trait.
Yeah.
They made it very clear that they're male entertainers.
Yeah. And so they're looking outside, and there's this Twilight act. He's like, I fucked Bella. And everyone goes
And then everyone just goes fucking wild.
And it's so bad. That scene gave me a good chuckle. I was like, that's fucking funny. And they go back and they're like, damn, fucking vampires. Ugh. And they're all like, damn, we're gonna be shit. And Magic Mike's like, it doesn't matter that if we do shit, it just matters that we did it. And I don't want to give that speech.
But I just did.
Oh, wait,
Get
but I
fucked,
just
dab
did.
on the haters.
So they're like getting ready, and now it's the show. The showtime. It all turns black. You hear Rome. She's speaking. She's like,
Yeah, she's their MC, standing in for Tobias.
She's like, hey y'all. She does not Southerner. She's like, hey.
No, she's a very sophisticated lady.
She's like, hey, you want to see true beauty, ladies? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, do you mind if I refer you as queen? And they're all like, yeah.
Let us introduce you to your kings.
And it's black, and you see all of them like come up. There's a song playing. I don't remember. They're all running up, and you see Tarzan right at the end, and he's walking a little bit slower, and that's the part that made me chuckle. And they're all lining up, and now they hit this fucking donger of a pose. Like, it's like almost like the Ginyu Force or the Power Rangers are all in like a separate pose. And it's the one on the trailer. Mm-hmm. And,
it's the one we use for the thumbnail of this podcast, or at least part of it.
yeah. And they're like, do you like it so far, ladies? And they freak the fuck out. They're like, oh! After this, they go for the first act, which is Tarzan.
Oh, Tarzan.
Oh, fucking big Makumba Tarzan.
He's in a lace shirt, almost WWE wrestler pants, and he's painting on a black canvas. And it looks like he's just waving his brush. Like he's just waving in the air. And because it's so bad. And then there's this lady she's painting. And then he takes off the robe and he throws glitter behind him. And it says Queen. And it's like a glitter painting. And all the ladies are like, oh! They're all freaking out.
Yeah, because he's doing this whole thing where he, like, paints with glue and then, like, throws buckets of gold glitter on it. And he, like, painted the girl he was dancing for. Which I gotta admit is really cool.
Oh, yeah. It was a cool scene.
That's impressive.
After that, they have the ice cream scene with Ken Barbie Boy.
No, it's not Barbie Boy. It's the frozen yogurt guy.
It's Froyo.
Oh, it's Froyo guy?
Yeah, it's Froyo guy.
Okay, so Froyo guy, he's just like, dude, does this weird dessert scene.
Yeah, his whole
okay.
thing is he's the candy man.
Yeah, it was...
And then he, like, squirts whipped cream on some girls and rubs chocolate on them and licks it off.
Oh, yeah, he covers that lady's legs in chocolate.
And then just goes in, like...
He's like...
It was okay.
It was okay.
His scene was okay.
Yeah.
And then, was it the wedding scene?
Yes, it was Richie, and then it was the final one.
No, and then it was Ken Barbie doll guy. He does his thing where he sings.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
then
right.
It's the wedding scene.
Yeah.
And then it's the wedding scene with...
Which is real good with Richie.
Yeah, with Richie and then Andre singing for it.
Yeah, and it's 9 Inch Nails that's playing. And it's like starts off with a wedding scene, and then they go to this industrial, like, fucking, like,
yeah,
sex
and then
dungeon.
they go from, like, this really cute wedding where they throw rice and he's in a suit and puts a big ring on her. And then he just walks up on stage, the lights go red, and then it's just a sex swing.
Yeah, it's 9 Inch Nails playing, and it's just intense.
And then, what he does is impressive, but he just puts this girl, like, in straps and shit for this sex swing, where he, like, does this dance for her.
After this, it's the big scene.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson Buckteeth and Magic Mike are doing this like a mirror scene.
Yeah.
Where they're reflecting it.
And they pull Zoe on stage for it
Yeah.
because she decided to come in the end.
Is Pony playing?
I don't know.
Some songs playing. And they're wearing both wearing a backwards hat.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they're both dressed like Channing Tatum.
And they're wearing gray retro Jordans. I remember that for a fact. And this scene is really good. It's really good. It's not the best.
It's really well shot. It's there's a mirror, there's a girl, or it's set up to look like a mirror. It's just the frame for a mirror. And then there's a girl seated on each side. The girl that Big Man is dancing for, Big Buck Teeth Man is dancing for, it's just a stranger. It's just a lady. She's an extra. But the girl that Channing Tatum is dancing for is Zoe.
Yeah. And so this scene goes on for about 5 minutes, and it's real good.
Yeah, and then it's like probably the longest dance in the whole movie.
Yeah.
They like go back and forth, and it's really well shot, and they go between a few different songs. By the end of it, he's just in a silver thong. It's well done. And then after that, this absolutely amazing thing happens.
What?
It cuts back to everybody dancing. You go back, you see each of the other people's scenes, kinda, and you see that the girl Richie married for his dance is still in the swing.
Yeah, she's been there the whole time.
Yeah,
she's
she
just
was
sitting there
there for
hanging
the
out.
entire other dance, just like, oh, I'm getting dizzy.
Yeah, that's a movie.
Yeah. So after that, they wrap up. It was super successful. They had a great final show.
Yeah, then they go out and celebrate for the rest of the night.
Yeah, then they go to the circus, I think that night or the
Yeah.
next day. Channing Tatum sees Zoe there, and he's like smiling, and then they go off and see fireworks, which is a reference to a scene from earlier in the movie. And then it just ends.
Yeah.
Well,
And what we never find out is what happens with Channing Tatum's dude's healthcare. What about his family?
actually, before it ends, we get a return from Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh yeah, he comes back and then he's just like, yeah, and then it's
Yeah.
and then it's over.
That was the movie.
So that was Magic Mike XXL.
Yeah.
Our first viewing. It's done. We finished it. What are your guys' thoughts?
It's pretty good. I think it's a bit much. Like some of the jokes.
It's over 2 hours long. It is a bit much.
Yeah, they try to throw like they throw joke after joke after joke after joke, and like half of them aren't funny. Okay, here's the good parts. The choreographing, solid.
Yeah, I think that'll be the one thing we're gonna be able to latch on viewing after viewing is the how impressive their performances actually are.
The cast is great. The cast is great.
Yeah, and everybody does a pretty good job acting for the most part. There's a few, but it's
And
not too bad.
Some of the jokes are good.
Yeah, I didn't even feel like they were trying to tell a lot of jokes. I think that was just the characters.
Yeah.
But
The rest of the movie though was eh.
Yeah, you could cut out everything except for the dancing and singing, and you would have had a good movie.
yeah, you would have had like a 15-minute movie that you'd find on Pornhub,
But
you wouldn't be mad about it.
I would watch that movie. I'd give it out of 10 XLs.
In XXXXXXX
Yeah.
XXL.
I'll give it 7.
So you have to say it.
Oh, I'll give it XXXXXXL. So like 8 in total,
Yeah.
including the L.
What would you give this movie?
well, because that movie was complete fucking dog shit, I would give it about 2.
Whoa, it
no,
was
I'll
not
give
dog
it
shit.
probably a triple XL.
Okay, so can I get a triple XL?
Well, it's probably an XXXL.
Okay. See, I'd probably give this movie I'd say a 7XL. I was not miserable with it.
Yeah.
If I went to a movie and I only gave it a triple XL, I would be leaving the theater upset.
Well,
Yeah.
if this movie had no fit men, it wouldn't be worth watching.
No,
Actually,
absolutely
you know
not.
what? I think that'd be a really good movie to watch.
With a bunch of fat
Gabriel
people.
Iglesias and friends. I'll try and strip and just make everyone really uncomfortable.
The cast of Betty White's off their rockers.
Well, yeah, but that's the movie. It was pretty good. Are we gonna?
Yeah, I'd give the movie an XXXXXXXL.
Yeah.
So same as you.
Well, this is a good first podcast.
Yeah,
It's a bit
we're gonna
unprofessional,
go more in depth next time with our thoughts. We're already running a little long for what we planned on. Thanks, you guys, everyone, for tuning in to the inaugural episode of Magic Mike's XXL, and hopefully we'll see you guys next time.